Hey guys, we recently went on a trip to Singapore and Malaysia about 2 months ago, and I thought, why not share our experience with you? So, if you're planning a Singapore Malaysia trip, watch this till the end because I'm going to tell you what we loved, what we didn't, which hotels were good, which was not. Well, let's just say we survived. Let's start the journey. Our trip started with an Indigo flight, and honestly, let me say this. The trip started with a flight, but the patience test started even before we landed. We reached Singapore at around 4 am. We were tired, sleepy, and still we were ready to explore. But our guide told us to wait for the Singaporean guide to arrive. And guess what? She arrived around 7:45 a.m., guys. Almost 4 hours of waiting. At that point, we weren't tourists anymore. We were permanent residents of the airport waiting area. Finally, our guide arrived and we were taken to Salt and Pepper restaurant for the breakfast. And honestly, after waiting for so long, even a simple breakfast felt like a five-star meal. After breakfast, we were headed to Fountain of Wealth. According to Chinese beliefs, the fountain is believed to gather and retain wealth. So obviously, we went there with one mission. We came for the fountain, but we were also hoping the wealth comes home with us. Next, we went to Merlion Park, and wow, the views were beautiful. We clicked so many pictures because obviously, if you visit Singapore and don't take a picture with the Merlion, did you even go to Singapore? I asked my husband to take a picture of me, and he asked me to pose in such a way that it looked like water was coming out of my mouth. So there I was, drinking Singaporean water directly from the Merlion. And my husband was very proud of his photography skills. I was just hoping nobody nearby was thinking, what is this woman doing? On the way, we also visited a beautiful Chinese temple. After that, we were headed to one of the most famous attractions in Singapore, the Gardens by the Bay. And honestly, this place is beautiful. We went up to the rooftop to capture some cinematic views. And when I say cinematic, I mean it. We took around 200 pictures to find just two good ones. For our stay in Singapore, we stayed at Novotel. I would say it was a pretty good hotel. We had complimentary breakfast and swimming pool access, and overall, we were quite happy with the stay. My rating is 4 out of 5. After some much needed rest, we were headed to night safari. We got to see different animals and birds, and there was also a show. It was really interesting. Although, after walking around the whole day, at one point I think I was more interested in finding a chair than finding animals. The next morning, we went to Flower Dome, and wow, we absolutely loved this place. It was so beautiful, clean, and well maintained. Honestly, it looked like something straight out of a princess movie. I was just waiting for someone to tell me, Your Highness, your carriage is ready. And then came one of the most exciting places, the Jurassic World. Guys, the dinosaurs look so real. When you enter the place, it feels completely surreal. For a moment, I was thinking, okay, who approved bringing these dinosaurs back to life? It was amazing, but also a little scary. Next, we went to the Singapore Flyer. My little boy was a little cranky that day, but somehow we still managed to get some pictures. That's parenting, right? Then we went to the Wax Museum, and this was also so much fun. We clicked pictures with the Queen, footballers, princes, actors, politicians. Basically, we met everyone except the people we actually know. And honestly, the wax figures looked more relaxed in pictures than we did. Then came the day we were waiting for the most, the Universal Studios. If you're planning to visit Universal Studios, I would strongly recommend keeping it at least one full day. There is so much to see and do. I was super excited in the beginning. I was thinking, today I'm going to play everything, go on every ride, and become a child again. But apparently, God had different plans for me. My son and I are not really comfortable with roller coaster type of rides, but somehow we ended up sitting on one, and within minutes, excitement became regret. Both of us started feeling nauseous, and after that, we simply couldn't continue with the rides. Meanwhile, my husband, He went with another group of 5 to 6 kids and he enjoyed everything. He played the games, went on the rides, and showed them around the entire place. Basically, I went to Universal Studios to have some fun. My husband went to Universal Studios to prove he still has energy. The next day, we headed to Malaysia. We were taken to a mall that had rides and games similar to Universal Studios. But since we had already experienced Universal Studios and because our stomachs had already filed a complaint, we decided to skip the rides. Instead, we did some shopping and then went for a cable car ride. We had some good food and then headed back to our hotel Furama. Now comes the hotel review. Singapore was 4 out of 5. Malaysia Hotel is just 2 out of 5. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend it at all. Let's just say the hotel gave us a lot of memories, but not the kind we wanted. The next day, we visited the War Memorial Park. Our guide explained how soldiers dedicated their lives to defending Malaysia during the World Wars. It was really interesting to learn about the history and sacrifices behind the place. After that, we visited the most famous Petronas Twin Towers. But unfortunately, our tour didn't include going inside. So we basically did what tourists do the best: stand outside, look up, click 500 pictures, and just leave from there. The next day, we went to the King's Palace, and again, no entry, just pictures from outside. At this point, we were becoming professionals at look from outside and take pictures, tourism. Then came another place we were really excited about, the chocolate factory. Now, what we heard, chocolate factory, our imagination went wild. We imagined chocolates, fountains, chocolate everywhere, maybe unlimited chocolate. Basically, we were expecting Willy Wonka. But what did we get? A small shop, that's it. No chocolate fountain, no chocolate river, no Oompa Loompas, nothing. So our expectations were basically not worth the hype. And finally, it was the last day of our trip. After so much traveling, walking, sightseeing, and shopping, we thought, let's just relax. So we went into the pool, had some chit chat, gossips, laughed together, and enjoyed our last few hours. And then came the sad part, time to go back home. And yes, we took the same Indigo flight back to the Bangalore. After everything we experienced, I can say the trip was definitely memorable. There were beautiful places, amazing views, delicious food, lots of shopping, and plenty of pictures. And a few moments where we were asked ourselves, why did we come here? But honestly, that's what makes a trip memorable. Not everything goes according to the plan. Sometimes you get the perfect picture, sometimes you get a cranky child, sometimes you get a bad hotel, sometimes you expect a chocolate factory and you get a chocolate shop. But at the end of the day, you come back with stories that you will be talking about for years. So, if you're planning a Singapore and Malaysia trip, I hope our experience helps you plan better and set the right expectations. And remember, travel is not about everything going perfectly, it's about collecting memories and having enough funny stories to tell when you get back home. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed traveling with us.